States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're going to skip right to the bottom.
Right to the bottom.
Let's hear it.
What about Kyle?
Oh,
What about
let's, can we, Kyle's got a soccer game he'd like to go to.
Let's hear it.
Well, yeah, mine's nothing important obviously yet, because it was more of an update on the last few conversations I've had with Robin and Brian. It sounds like you guys have met with the Idaho Rural Water, Mr. Cook, and went over the system of the water system, and it seems like there's more maintenance items to address rather than going after a full study or money or full money for projects in the water system. And so one thing is, I've gone around with Brian a little bit, looked at the system, is the last time you guys' water study or sewer studies were completed was quite a few years ago. If you plan on trying to take advantage of funding for future projects, one thing that came up was kind of the tank, maybe lining the tank. There's some chipping and paint going on right now for the water tank. Some maintenance items still, but it might be worth reevaluating, looking at your study for the water system to update that with populations, flows, and just go through the full study. And just make sure you guys are aware, the DEQ will pay half of that. Usually you have to apply for those LOIs in January. And then I haven't checked the MHI value for Basalt, but I would assume with the reevaluated MHI from USDA, they should be able to pay for the other half of the study, so there should be no cost to the city at that point in time. Water or sewer studies, they pay half and half. That'll be verified after you go through all the application processes. We can verify it with the DEQ. So it was more of trying to get ahead of the game before January really to let you guys think about if you want to do a study. Those studies are usually good for at least 5 years. They have to be at least updated within 5 years from the DEQ's point of view. So if you, and they'll go through modeling on water system, go through it goes through the whole system and a little bit more of a detailed analysis of the system, so you guys can have a better understanding how things are operating. The pumps are running on curves, away with the replacement pumps, adding BOPs. So there's quite a few things that go into the system. Maybe it's worth doing one, and there might be a project you just don't know about whether you worth going after, or if the city chooses, you can delay that a few more years and then do a study, and then maybe have a project at that point in time. So that's kind of, just make sure you guys are aware of that.
Do we know when our last study was?
Hasn't been since I've been here.
I was thinking it was 2006. I meant to look before I came, but for some reason I had 2006 and then.
So before I came too, so
that's,
it's, yeah.
we're well within the time frame that we should.
I mean, it's not
And
good.
you said there's another place that will help pay for the study?
So DEQ and USDA. Yeah, we'll normally get them to split the cost of the studies. USDA's is fully usually dependent on their median household income. We can look at that closer if that's of interest to you guys. Obviously, we try to get it so there's no cost to the city for the study. Once you move into the project, that's at least the studies. We try to make sure that for the city. Any questions? Should I cover it? Hopefully, I mean, with our discussions we've had lately, we're covering it. Yeah, that was basically it. So as long as January is kind of that deadline for sure, before January we move on. And it's just a letter of intent to DEQ at that point in time, and then July, or April, July, they'll come out with their list of fundable agencies at that point in time, and start the process. But January, put that application. Okay, well, I'm going to go to a soccer game if that's okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Hope she does well.
Yeah, it's your first one, we'll see.
He's
I read through the ordinance stuff. A few things
Talk about it, just kind of make decisions.
You make decisions, but you might want to hear, if you're not talking about it twice. So maybe skip down to Ryan again, or.
Yeah, let's hear Brian. What you got to say?
I've been busy spending money.
Every time he's like, oh. Makes me depressed.
I say we make a sign for it.
There is a sign.
Make a new sign. Something. This is the brief file, we are limited in our file, people are starting to put. I understand it's verbal, there's nails and stuff.
Yeah. One of the costs that we had, we just put 4 brand new tires on our backhoe. And it wasn't cheap. It's about $2,000,
Like
2,800.
28.
And when you get stuff like that, as the fire burns that way, and I have to move that ash pile, the nails go into my brand new tires. So it's, when I see things like that, and I see whole stacks of moldy hay that somebody around town is dumping, somebody's dumping their corrals, they're cleaning out their corrals, it's a problem, somebody's taking advantage. And at some point, we'll have to decide what we're gonna do, and if it continues, we may have to stop it altogether.
Yeah.
I have, in part of my mowing and stuff and cleaning up the pump house over here, I have shut off the end of 810 for dumping. I don't know if you've noticed as you've been going around town, everybody's been hauling their grass and leaves over there. It's typically just the neighbors right there. But I've shut it off, I put a big berm with a sign that's no dumping. That is intended to be a roadway. It's on every map that the city has, and I know Guy was pushed hard for a bridge there. I'm gonna push just as hard, but that's the beginnings of trying to clean that area up. I'm gonna mow all that lawn next door. There's no point in having a bunch of piled up stinky debris right next door. So I have closed that off. I'm asking everybody to put their grass and leaves and limbs over in the other pile, which means they have to go all the way around the other side of the block. Obviously, because there's no bridge on the other side of the canal. And it is a big pile. We will probably have to do something with it.
Now, what all's in it? Is it just all organic?
Yeah. Other than, well, yeah, it's all burnable. It's wood.
What was that same thing, Bobby, not wood, but I mean, as far as branches, mowing, leaves, that stuff?
That's what it is.
But is there other crap in there as well?
Shelving. I've got a picture there.
So, you know, look like the.
Old fences.
Exactly, March or something.
All right, yeah, okay, that one, yeah, all right,
Old fences, and that's the kind of stuff that those nails
yeah.
like to pop up with pop tires.
And if someone wants just to dump moldy hay, cleaning out the corrals, the mowing trims and stuff,
They gotta do that somewhere.
they can dump that in my field out there, and I'll just rototill it in.
You're
You're gonna get all kinds of stuff.
You don't want to, trust me, I don't know that you want to open that up.
Well, I'll just,
You'll
It's
start
a
getting,
lot.
you'll start getting rocks.
Yeah, it's,
Like this.
yeah.
so,
You're not gonna work out.
Hey, I was just trying to put some organic material into that dirt over there. So it can break
you're
down.
welcome to come and scoop it up as you see it over there.
Yeah.
But, so anyways, there's been a lot of cleanup and mowing, I don't know. Maybe, I hope that
Did you
it's
notice our
noticeable.
front little flower thing?
So when you're trying to put organic stuff in there, you're picking up lawn clippings, you don't know what they sprayed in the lawn.
No,
Yeah,
it's-
that's true
yeah.
too, yeah.
So you're not gonna want to fight that.
Yeah.
And then also, like if you go to, let's say Drew Jensen, he has manure over there.
Mhm.
There's a chemical called Grazon.
Grazon, yeah,
That you do
yeah.
not want in your garden.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use Grazon, so he's saying if you get pasture stuff and somebody that's fed their animals grass hay with Grazon in it, it will sterilize it. So
Yeah, well, I think same thing, broadleaf, those broadleaf stuff.
you have to be really careful.
We've got a four-wheeler running. I've got my spray cart. Speaking of spraying, it works. I went around and I've sprayed the shop property and that 810 north, that stub end right there, it's all been sprayed now. I stopped when it got a little hot. So I will be trying to go around and the weeds in the asphalt on the roads, I'll be trying to do that. The sewer was one on the 28th. Our lift pump, it was a week before the 28th. We discovered that one of the lift pumps for our sewage had failed. I, being a newcomer, didn't realize there was some ways of seeing those numbers, the hours that each pump. So I'm aware of that now. And we did have a pump fail, and our circuit rider from Idaho Department water, they caught it, and he was the mayor of the city of Yukon, and the city of Yukon came and helped him change it. It was fantastic, and something I had an idea of how it's done. Never done it before, and we happen to have, believe it or not, a brand new pump sitting in the shop.
The reason why there was a brand new pump is because it was known.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. But I've got some pictures there
You
of the
should tell
debris.
them the pump situation
So,
and costs.
so yeah, the pumps, to rebuild them, they're not cheap. I've been playing phone tag with a guy out of Boise. It's a flight pump. They're pretty nice, but the guy from Boise, he comes around pretty regular. They're pricey to rebuild. It's about 10 grand. They're over 20 grand to buy new. And when we pulled the old one, that's the stuff that we, as you can see, that one's coming up out of it, that big white rock, that's what I was saying earlier. That's fat. That's fat. That's collected in there, yeah. That goes down our drains. I mean, we all cook with oil. I mean, it's just, it's one thing that we shouldn't be putting down our drains if we can help it. As well as the other stuff that's there.
Yeah, it'll mess up your
Somebody doesn't tell them.
plumbing. It'll mess up your plumbing in your house.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in those pictures that will mess the plumbing up in your house. But it does plug up the pumps severely. That pump was packed so full of fat and, we'll just call it plastic.
I'm not a computer, I will say it.
Sewer bullets.
Sewer bullets.
So we just all combine together to build like this
So-
massive mess.
Yeah.
What happens with fast oil is that anything that's normally in the drags, the pipes, anything else, that they track one another and they form swimmers and everything.
So, one or two at a time,
Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
the pump can handle. I don't think anybody has cleaned that lift station in years. And so there's a buildup of sediment
Does it
and
look
stuff on the
almost, does anyone
bottom.
want to lift them all back?
Are you kidding?
Yeah,
Hot
you can
sauce
see
bottle?
it in that picture, right at the very top in the center, there's a little floating plastic ball. And to the right of that picture in the center, it looks like a ketchup bottle or hot sauce bottle. It is expensive to fix. It wasn't something I had intended, but we did have a repair. But the other one is most likely in the same shape. So as soon as I can get this one off to be rebuilt, I will put it back in and send the other one over and be rebuilt.
Really, we've only been pumped one.
So now that I'm looking at the hour meters, we're about 15 to 20 hours off. So one pump has been running considerably more than the other. So that, when you're considering it's only running for about 15 or 20 minutes at a time, and you're talking 20 hours difference, it hasn't run in a while. And my system, the SCADA system, doesn't track each pump. It just doesn't. So really, the only way for me to see it is to look at the hours, which now I know. I check them regularly and make sure that they are running equal or similar hours. I mean, the flow changes, but as long as they pump similar hours.
So this is the sewer, so this is going against the sewer budget, $10,000 to rebuild the one and $10,000 will be to the next one. So that's $20,000 we weren't expecting for the
Yeah.
sewer.
And AAA is
Sewer pumps
coming.
aren't so terrible.
Yeah, we're doing okay on sewer.
Okay.
AAA is gonna cost us to get rid of the debris. It's about $2,300. But that should be done more
Yearly
regular.
anyways.
We really should be, to get rid of all that buildup.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, so
And you were saying that there's a guy that would come out yearly
Yep.
and.
the same guy that I've been trying to get for $1,200 a month, a
A
year,
year.
he will come out yearly and do the inspections and testing
And maintain them.
and make sure that they are working the way they're supposed to work. And I know we can't vote on it, but I'm gonna propose that we
Well, I think it should be done, like.
we should do that.
I
I,
do that, and she's gonna really rebuild the.
somebody that knows what they're doing with those pumps and is familiar with it and offers that service, that's miles ahead of anything that I can do by just watching. So,
Comparison. That's what I did.
I knew I had it the last, when we talked 3 or 4 months ago, your last buddy on water was coming.
I was wondering because the
Because we
grant
did
that
the
they did it in
water
2000.
project was in
I was like,
2000.
maybe 2006 they did it not. Guess not.
Probably not, but they're likely would have.
99
So I
makes
knew
sense.
another project to follow that. You know, when we looked 3 or 4 months ago, we talked, I looked that up, and we got that study right here.
But the next item is water related. The new VFD came in and it's installed. We are running on a 30 horse pump and a 10 horse pump. And they are acting like they're supposed to act. Well 3 has not kicked on once since the 6th.
And, alright, so our electric bill was down $400 from last year.
So that's gonna go up because we now have.
Good.
Right,
That's good.
but well 3 electric bills should go down because it's not running. And we are pumping a serious amount, we haven't even really hit the hot season yet, but we're on average about 290 gallons a minute.
I can tell when there's a.
Yes, and so you will see those 2 pumps, they can keep up with the demand, but the pressure goes down. So instead of at 70 PSI, they're maintaining it between 60 and 65, which is
What
it's
is it?
still acceptable. I mean, but they are, I did notice, was it Monday morning after we had all that rain, it did exactly like it was supposed to do. We didn't have a whole lot of demand. 30 horse kicked off. 10 horse was just screaming away. So it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. Like I say, we may have a little higher electric bill with them both running at that station, but well 3 won't be on. So it's a good looking, you can see the difference. There's the 2 pictures right there. The guy, that's the guy that was installing it. That's the old one that he's standing next to on the left side of that picture. And then the new one is that little itty bitty box.
Yeah, well, we'll shop it.
So in 24 years, it's changed a lot.
Oh,
Sewer ponds are looking good.
Sewer ponds are looking good. We're down another inch from or when we shut off the Firth, we were at 6 inches below my go, no go gauge. We are now 8 inches below. So we're dropping. The wind and the heat really helps. So, mowing.
Mowing, weeding, cutting
Yeah.
down trees.
And then you'll see, there's some pictures there. We burned off all the weeds and then we're mowing it. Some of them starting to get, it's a little softer on the edges. I can't mow them, but I, with the spray rig going, we'll start spraying those weeds. And
What are you spraying on?
it's called Pronto. It's,
Okay, what I was going to say is some stuff called this 45% vinegar. And it's organic and it kills most weeds, especially broadleaf weeds. And you can actually, I'm doing a 2 to 1, so actually I'm cutting down to 22.5%.
we could try it. I can't spray around the well houses, so vinegar, I don't know if I can spray the vinegar around well houses. Is it
It's organic.
chemical?
I don't know.
I'd have to ask my operator to see.
That would probably be most likely
The last item there was, we replaced that big, tall sewer lid that's over in front of Zach's, across from Ann Waters.
So when that was installed.
That was sitting like way high.
So it was installed, I don't know, when at the time they couldn't get the correct stuff. It stuck up probably a foot above the level of the road, which was, I came in and the mayor, Zach, was quick to say, hey, can you fix this problem? And I wasn't aware of the problem. Anyways, after looking at it, I'm like, this is a road out there. If somebody pulled off the road, and I could see that, it would just take out the whole.
Yeah, it is in the right of way, so it is.
So anyways, he's a happy camper. Nobody's gonna get it. So he's not gonna get sued for somebody running that thing over.
And Brian has a fun idea.
So the old lid is still in good shape. The guy helped me remove it. There's a picture up there. I tipped it upside down. As soon as Curtis and I went over and looked at it, the idea hit me just as clear. We have no sign in front of this building that says that this is City Hall. And I am proposing that big bowl right there, rather than call it surplus inventory and try and sell it somewhere, that we put it out here in front of the building with the big signpost in the center of it, plant flowers in it, big flower pot, a big sign that says City Hall. So,
I didn't hear what I
I
said.
said, the cover.
but I mean, it's a beautiful, make it beautiful. We could paint it, set it out here. I had thoughts of right here in between the 2 doors. Robin says maybe down on the corner or over here on this side of the building.
So you'll dig it out a little bit and set it.
Just set it right there. If I don't recess it too much, it'll be easy to mow around. Like I say, it stands about that tall. So have some pretty flowers and a signpost. So that's my thoughts. So if you got any thoughts is where you think you might like it, it's somewhat permanent once we put it there. So we kind of want to make sure it's,
Front of the flags, or,
It's-
it's put out here at Mike.
it's a cone.
What he's done out here.
We have a lot of rough sawn wood, so, rough sawn wood.
Like I say, so that's me thinking about our city building. So if there's no input, then Rob and I will decide where it goes and we'll do it.
And they'll probably listen to me.
Depends like on the corner.
Like a double-sided sign.
And I can, when I get it, it's got some tar on it where it was sealed, I can go and set it there. And we can look at it for a week and see.
What is that?
So bury it again.
Huh?
Just don't bury it again.
No, that's why I say, I can just set it there and see if you like the looks of it there.
Okay.
And then go from there. If you don't like it there, then we can try it anywhere along the front here.
Isn't there a monument or something over in the
Uh-huh.
building?
That's why I say, we've got all kinds of signs around here, but nothing that says it's City Hall.
But I know somebody that knows how to make that fun.
And I think that's it, unless you have questions for me or suggestions.
Anything else I should make?
Under water usage, can you tell
We need to take some
or subsidize, usage?
on a couple of these things.
Yeah, it varies pretty
I
good.
was wondering, I would be thinking mainly of that, a lot of people
Okay,
call water.
we can do it.
A lot of people want
They
it.
are, but they have that.
So
they
it's
approve,
actually,
so there's a second
uh,
subsidize. But
usually
it
about
goes back.
between 4 and 6.
I don't know, Tracy does something. Tracy
Uh,
does take a
a-
lesson. I just take this for support.
Is lower usage.
4 to 6,
Go
okay.
around it.
So I got timers on my stuff, so I can set, I want to set the lowest one, so I'm not impacting everybody else.
In all reality, if you're gonna use it, you might as well use it at the peak because those pumps aren't gonna run any less. So if you're trying to fit it into a time when is the lowest use, then it's gonna, that extra demand's gonna kick the other pump in, so.
All right, gotcha.
You might as well use it while both pumps are running.
Huh?
So, well, I guess I'll head south.
Yeah.
Do my water, so I'll do it in the dark.
Well, that was a fun and
Did
exciting
you?
meeting.
Was it bad? I don't know.
You just come in to say it?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's put her trip around and fall down.
It's our lady trying to get rid of it.
So it is, but I don't have a signature from the sheriff, what you got me yet, so it's, but, yeah. Their schedule, my schedule is not matched over the last little bit.
Okay, I was just curious, 'cause I know we have to vote on it, so I didn't know if that meant it was ready.
No, it's ready, but it's not signed.
Okay.
I'll
Did you
that.
have anything? Or you just came to enjoy it or something?
Sure.
He comes because they say he has to come once in a while.
You're not gonna be up tonight.
What do you say?
Now,
about-
you understand when they come to average about every third time, it's ready to go.
So,
I was always kind of curious.
Jordan brought those all the time, he was over in Lawrence.
so
California.
this is the second time, so the next time you tell us that. So,
I'm not a sheriff. Yeah, when Jordan first started coming down, he did the changeover.
So I guess that's the end.
6, 8 months.
Well,
Met the ice and water, thing about Yeah.
I'll say stuff that's kind of hard.
So Jordan made just a couple minor changes, and I was doing it with our
You need to raise your station.
Yeah, because basically the whole that house should be off the side of the road. And I really the driveway, so I have a project, so you possibly. Jordan makes full of minor changes.
If it's proper, my neighbor is three corner from me.
Yeah, it's just, I've got some, so those, meter pits that are plastic.
Well, I thought.
So basically, they have extension rings.
So the city.
Yeah, that's on my computer.
It's basically a two-sided thing, so you just cut it in, outlet your date, you can use each half.
It doesn't.
So yeah, we could, it's just a matter, it just slips over the top and then your metal piece just sits right over.
It's like.
It doesn't raise the meter, it just,
So you still need to have, nice long,
that's, I'd rather get down there.
Because I haven't
Never have to replace that.
The internet, I'm pretty good about.
So, yeah,
But I did it because I needed a Wi-Fi in this house.
big one is tomorrow, the big Monday, gonna be around Monday.
I knew that.
Occasionally run into,
The,
I have to do my shopping before at, trying to do bi-weekly in Sam's.
so when we're
But,
just
if I
in
do
the
myself,
woods, not
I'll try to swing over Monday and take a look at it.
Like,
I've got some that are already cut, if it happens to be that close enough, that, so that it's not,
the business.
I understand.
I can just see,
They bought another business, so they.
you guys trucks coming along there,
Trucks
and,
I've got quite a few kind of broken off, so.
across the street, my daughter's house, there was, pillbox on his,
But I know that his wife
and
is.
so it's broken into this.
So they're saying I don't think we got some like, because they are.
So it's just an open hole?
Well, the lid is there, it's cracked, it's sealed up, the whole this,
They're not living, it's not garbage.
Computer, I'm not saying you got
I totally avoided it all winter.
I'm pretty good about like.
Guys,
They guys started somewhere weird, that's still not pulling up to the.
and it's getting into the street, and
Once that
I
one's
don't know
done,
what it is,
I
but.
want to do what I did with the sewer manhole, that's why I was shot. Nice little slope on it,
Maybe
you know,
guys
they
a little
did,
bit
they
more
right
power
out
to
over it,
the
you
box.
know, glue it.
I think I'll approach it sometime soon with the city, using the city.
I worked construction from high school.
On organize it, I did have, to going through this pile of steel, organizing it, but
98.
get it out of the street, organize it. Because he couldn't get anything anyways, because of the stuff at the bottom.
It's been ingrained in these anal retentive
He
lines,
doesn't even
protecting seed boxes, clean out, manhole
I'm
lid.
not gonna tell anybody that they have to clean.
Because there's nothing worse than having to go out there and
Fix it,
fix it and then right the first time.
Kids
and
is
that
got
got
a
broken green.
It's got stuff.
Has to, he has to break, fall down inside.
I've got a kid around his house,
Hopefully that-
he's got a
Well,
school set
it
of
does,
bags,
because of meter.
kind of back behind his house.
Oh,
So that's nice. Yep, we